One love to African descendants across the globe. We know that Africa was enslaved, hated for no reason, colonized, and when most of the and split up into countries, kingdoms were divided. Multiple countries have the same siblings across the continent. And then they gave us independence, which was sham. Some of the early independence fighters across Africa were cajoled to become puppets. Those who refused to become puppets were bite or eliminated. That said, since then, Africa has been rotating leaders who have either sold out or given up or bite. Period. We'll fast forward. Since then, every westernized African leader that is put there to continue the neo-colonial masters' game, they have siphoned money that belonged to the people. They have sold resources, took loans using natural resources as collateral, loans that they never intended to pay, and when they couldn't pay for 1-2 decades plus or minus, whoever they took the loan from begins to mine. Then those nationalists and citizens who are watching, who do not know what happened, they keep saying, yes, these foreigners are mining. They keep mining and mining. Government is not checking them. Government cannot check them because the government is in bed with them. They are collecting what they already paid for through loans. All the governments in different African countries, from South Africa up to Egypt, from Mauritania up to Tanzania, from Ethiopia up to Nigeria or West Africa, most of the corrupt leaders, some are still there now, some have made presidency become a royalty, whereby they will live till they die, they will be presidents till they die or till they buy, and then their son will take over, and we call that democracy. Now, the point of this discussion, of this talk, is that all the monies they stole from their countries, from the first president or leader of a country to the current, of all the 54-ish countries in Africa, this money should be running into trillions of dollars. But where is this money being kept, though? This money is being kept in the Western banks. When I say Western, I mean banks approved by the G7, IMF, and World Bank. They're in Europe. In other words, they are colonized money. And when most of these leaders die, because they lack the Western intellectual education to protect what belongs to them, most of these monies are forgotten. Why am I bringing this right now? Right now, Africa has been suffering for the past decade all kinds of deportations of Africans. The reason Africans migrate to the Western world is because their leaders have siphoned the natural resources and the money, trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, to Western banks, and the Western countries use those monies to develop, and these countries seem to be working all right. And now because they are developed, they need manpower. And so Africans have to leave, hustle through the Mediterranean, hustle through the seas, find a way, even though visa restrictions are there. Now, let's wrap this up. Let's get the point home. For the past decade, Europe and the Americas have been repatriating and deporting Africans. Please, this is a message to all African leaders. If they deport your citizens, take your money out of their banks and bring your money to African banks so that African banks can have it to develop Africa. And to all the countries that are busy deporting self-enslaved Africans currently in diaspora, as you deport them, deport their money, deport their resources that you have stolen, deport everything, and take yourselves to the court that you abused, assaulted, massacred a whole continent for your own selfish gain. I hope this message reaches home. I hope the African leaders wake up and begin to put their monies. Yes, I know most of you stole the money, but if the money was in the country, in the continent of Africa, the African banks, we have it to develop Africa, because right now, African youths, they're galvanized. Even the older ones, like some of us, are galvanized to be sovereign as ought to be. One love to you all. I hope this message reaches all African leaders, past and present, who have stolen some money or even put their hard-earned money in foreign banks. You are not a good statesman. You are not worthy to be an elder statesman. You don't deserve. Yes, if your per capita investment is zero, human capital investment is zero, health investment is zero, educational investment is zero, you're not worthy to be given state burial when you buy. That's one. Then, if all the money you worked for, they are overseas in foreign banks, you're not patriotic. That's the beginning of patriotism. You don't have the right to tell Africans who are hustling to be patriotic. And lastly, the monies you stole, bring them back so that we can forgive you, so that the ancestors can forgive you, because all of you will be doomed because you are breaking the chain that links you to the protection of the ancestors. One love to all descendants of Africa, the continental Africans and the diasporan Africans. One love to all who identify as Africans, not all who have the skin color, all who identify. One love to y'all. Bye.